All right, Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. As the title says, life can be rough. So, some things that have happened this week. Number one, if you guys saw the tornado videos, we had a tornado come through St. Joe, Arkansas, here in Searcy County. It did destroy some homes. I actually got to see some photos from where I just came from tonight, from somebody that showed me some pictures of different houses. People lost vehicles, people lost total houses, some just lost roofs, some lost siding, some lost trees, fencing, so on and so forth. So there was a lot of damage. It was a EF2 tornado. It says the top speed was 120 mile per hour. You can read the thing I put on that post, or if you guys follow on Facebook, you can go on Facebook and you can see the damage that the tornado did and how long it was, the wind speed, all that type of stuff, where it started, where it ended, GPS coordinates, all that type of stuff. So that was one of the biggest things that happened. I slept through it. Steve said he was up. He was watching the thunderstorm, heard all the wind and stuff, but didn't realize the tornado was that close. It turns out it was like 2.25 to 2.5 miles away from the homestead, and then probably maybe half mile or so farther back, because he's farther down in the homestead right now on Purdom Lane. Didn't come over, didn't do any damage to the homestead, no trees, no fences, none of my stuff blew away, anything like that. Did have some wind here, a lightning storm here at the restaurant, but it came nowhere close to the restaurant. It was way up north of the homestead. The homestead's 6 miles from me. Then, like I said, 2.25, 2.5, 3 miles was the tornado from the homestead. So overall, roughly 9 to 10 miles from me here at the restaurant. Did not hear anything, didn't hear any of the alarms, but that's no different because in the morning, like today, I had 6 alarms set every 5 minutes, and I heard the very last alarm at 8:05. So me waking up, I sleep well. I got the Anatolian Shepherd, so I don't have to worry about that. No new babies born on the homestead. I do have to go over tomorrow and deal with a loss. One of my old donkeys, I don't know how old she was because I bought her from a guy in Colorado, so I don't know how old she was. She got colic, and I just had somebody in Marshall. They just lost their horse due to colic. And then the guy that I just went and got a bull calf from, he was talking about they just lost a horse from colic. And I tried walking the donkey, got her down to the water, got her drinking water, doing everything I could to try to get her to come. And got there this morning, and she went overnight. And so I've got to get her. She decided to go way down in the property, and I'm going to have to put strap after strap after strap to try to bring her up from the gully because I don't want her just sitting down there in the animal pen. So I'm going to remove her from down below. So that was rough because anytime you lose animals, like I said, whether it's baby goat, whether it's chickens, whether it's donkey or whatever, it's always rough. And I think I've been very lucky compared to listening to different YouTube channels over the years before I really got into homesteading and seeing how, a bunch of their goats ate a bunch of bushes that were toxic to goats and they lost a whole herd of goats, or, a cow ate a bunch of plastic and got bound up and things like that. And to move from Colorado to here and have animals in 2 different states while moving, and not knowing how animals are going to be when I get to whatever place I'm headed back to, and then coming back, not knowing what I'm walking into, I've been very lucky. And like I say, it can be a rough life. So tonight, or yesterday, I got a call from a number here in Arkansas. Did not know who the number belonged to, didn't have them in my phone. So it turned out, and this is another plus for Arkansas, like I said, community wants to help out. People want to help out. They want to do what they can for each other. So I got a call, and I had this gentleman tell me he got my phone number off of my truck, or my YouTube channel off of my truck. He saw me at the feed store one day, and he's been watching my YouTube channel. And he had a bull calf that had a scrotal hernia. So if you look into it, it can be repaired, but it's very costly. It's several $1,000s. So when you're a rancher, you're not going to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to repair a cow to sell for $1,800 to $2,000 or whatever the going rate for is for them, because then you're in the hole, you're losing money. So because we're past winter and everybody's butchered out cows and done all that, and everybody's freezers are full, he decided to reach out to me, and he said whether I wanted the meat or for the dogs, because he didn't want to kill a cow just to put him into a ditch or let it go to waste. He wanted it to go to something good. So I tried to offer him some money. So if you're watching, I want to say thank you once again. I appreciate it. He wouldn't accept money. I try to give him something because I know how expensive animals are, and to lose one, it's money lost. But he wouldn't take it. So I tried. So I'm very grateful if you do see this video. And that's what I want to go over right now. I'm not a butcher. I don't go hunting, for those of you that know me. For those that you don't, I just don't. Steve was telling me it's going to take a while to do this. And I'm like, oh, I've got my battery operated Sawzall. Just chop into pieces. It should go quick. Well, 3 hours in, total dark. Got truck lights on, trying to see, having the cow hang from a strap. It's a good thing I've got, big trees and truck straps and things like that to do this. So we did as much as we could, and that's what this is for, because I know hunters do the blood, so I just went with tradition. I did the blood on the face. So the dogs are outside right now. Steve's in the shower getting cleaned up before he goes back to his shed. But I had 2 5-gallon buckets here, and then I've got a whole bunch of bags in here. So this chest freezer is about three-quarters of the way full. And I took aluminum foil, made rose aluminum foil so the meat doesn't stick together. So that way I can pull out piece by piece and give to Anatolian Shepherds. And then I stopped up to the Homesteader family up on the top 30 acres. And I know they got their German Shepherd. So I said, grab a bunch of bones. So he got a big stainless steel bowl, got a bunch of bones for their dog with the meat and everything. So it's really good for your dogs anyhow, because that's the natural instinct of nature. They eat that in the wild. And 2, he's saving money on the dog food to help them out. So I had the person help me out with some finances for my dogs. The dogs are going to eat well for a while. Steve decided he wanted some backstrap and stuff like that, so he cleaned up his meat. He's got that in my freezer where my food is. So that way he can grab a bag or have me bring a bag over whatever day I go over to work. I go over every day. So that way he can cook and do what he wants to do, and eat it whenever he wants, and he's got a way to keep it frozen. And in exchange, in a way, he's letting me use the freezer here, because he can't run it on his solar right now, because he didn't bring enough out with him. He's just doing what he's doing. So I get to use freezer. He gets to store meat. He gets to have free meat. So it's helped the dogs, it's helped me, it's helping Steve, and it's helping the little family with their dogs. So just a thing with community here. I mean, just the one good deed, the one pay it forward, calling me and asking me. I mean, just random strangers. It means a lot to me, to have people so friendly and so kind. And that's another thing I was telling Steve. I have multimillionaires that follow me. I have people that own corporations that follow me. I have all different people that follow me. And that's why I was telling him today, for me, it's very crazy. I've never asked nobody. He's like, you should ask those people. And I'm like, I don't want to ask, but it's for little old me, really a nobody. And to have what really gets me is millionaires and stuff like that, people that have big corporations and things like that want to follow me. It's like, I'm Joe Smo. I'm nobody, but yet they want to follow me. So not only the rich people, the poor people, whoever, people like me, so on and so forth. I appreciate every single one of you because you're spending your time watching me. I don't know why. So if any of you guys want to put comments in later or email me later, Facebook me later, that's fine. I don't know what it is about me that everybody likes to follow me. I'm not a multi-million subscriber channel or anything by no means. I'm a small little channel. But I mean, still, when I had 10, 15 people follow me, I was blown away. And I've just never really talked about it. And that does. It means a lot. It means a lot having a community here that reaches out and wants to help people out. Everybody reaching out, to the people that having tornado issues. If anybody, any of the, wealthier people that are watching this right now, if you want to try to help those families out, call Searcy County here in Arkansas. Not Searcy, Arkansas, but Searcy County. And I'm sure they can relay who needs help because, like I said, we're in the poorest county. And, I don't even know if these people have insurance or not. Like I was just showing tonight, the one house totally obliterated, 5 cars, the house, the roof, everything. I mean, total loss. And it can be rough. And that's why I say it can be a rough life, whether you're homesteading, whether you're working in the city and driving from the country. You never know. And that's another thing I've had people asking me since the tornado a little bit, and have asked me since I've been here for the couple years I've been here if I'm regretting my decision moving to Arkansas. And especially now with the tornado hitting a couple miles down the road from me, if I'm regretting that. But you got to think of the positive side of things. You've got to look, Colorado, how many wildfires? Well, I don't know if I had my channel for a bunch of them because a bunch of them was 2011, 2014. So I didn't have my video until 2016. But you guys saw some of the fire damage and stuff. So no matter where you live, Colorado, when I lived in Colorado Springs, there was a tornado on Pikes Peak. When I lived on the south end of Cotopaxi, out at Lake Dewey's, they had a tornado. Now, yes, we're talking 10, 15 miles away, nothing close like this. But my biggest fear in Colorado was the forest fires because, I mean, you guys see that, just like California wildfires, they just spread. So no matter where you go, you've got a risk of something. You've got either major hailstorms, you've got major windstorms, you've got tornadoes, you've got hurricanes, you've got earthquakes, wildfires, sinkholes, sand, quicksand type stuff where the ground shifts underneath you and things like that. So you never know. Wherever you go, there's going to be an issue. So no, because the tornado hit, I'm not looking at leaving Arkansas. My grandmother was a little worried that Steve was going to back out because Steve gets here on Tuesday. We had the tornado Wednesday. So he's here for a day and a half, whatever it was, and we get a tornado. But that didn't scare Steve either. And apparently now I just learned something new because he's seen tornadoes before. He's been around tornadoes before. So that's something I never knew about him. Another good thing with getting this bull calf was we got to work together. So it's interesting not knowing until you work with somebody. And this is another thing, like I was explaining to him in the truck, which I've never really talked about on here, is because the way part of my family was, my mom's side, and the way I was raised, being part Italian, everything like that, my blood boils real quick, have attitude, anger issues, things like that. And like I told him, now that I'm trying to build this like little community thing with him, the homestead and family, I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to better myself and trying not to lash out and, things like that. So it was nice being able to work with him and see, we were able to work, not having issues, things like that. Same thing with homesteader family. We're going to try to do barter trade, try to help each other, do things like that. They're going to do gardens. He's going to do gardens. I'll have gardens. We all plan to do animals. So just working together, helping each other. This person has this project. This person has that project. We go back and forth. Kind of like the Amish, how they do the barn raisings. They go out and everybody helps that group, and then they go over here, help this group, and so on and so forth. So it's nice to not be alone anymore and try to do everything on my own. It's also nice, like this week, I've been clearing the property line with Steve. He's been working on his property, and to just have somebody there. And I didn't think about it, and he told me it's nice having me there just in case something happened to him. And it's nice having him there, or the Homesteading family, close up the road, that if something happens, like when I cut my face open with a cutoff wheel a couple years ago, when that accident happened, I had nobody to call. I called Carla. She was in Harrison, which is 20 miles away, or 25 miles away. So it's not like you got somebody right there. So it's nice knowing that you do have somebody that's got your back. Kind of like military, when you got people that got your back. If something happens, there's somebody there for you. So it's nice getting into that community feel. It was real nice doing the bull calf and learning a little bit. Not learning cuts and all that. Steve don't have his knives, and he hasn't done it for a while. And I watched Dan do it, my old neighbor from Colorado. He wanted me to get more involved with it, but I didn't. And the military, they wanted me to learn that for survival. And I've had other people want me to learn butchering, and I never did it because I'm like, I'm never going to be a hunter. I'm never really going to butcher. If something happens, then I'll figure it out. So that is one thing I probably need to do, is learn that just in case. And because we do want to butcher some pigs next winter on the homestead. So this experience taught a lot, because I'm going to have to get some of those white tables. I want to, so it's not the leaves on the ground and everything else. So we definitely need to get things set up. And like I was telling Steve, is I want to get it where it's a sterile environment, basically like the house. I definitely don't want to do it here because I don't want the smell in here. But the house, I'm going to do concrete floor with drain valves in the floor, so I'll be able to wash. I'll have a hose inlet inside, be able to spray everything down, clean everything. Did a headless chicken kick your butt? You didn't miss too much, GT. I just talked about the tornado that came through. This is a farmer or rancher out here in the community. Reached out, had a bull calf, and didn't want it to go to waste. So I know you're going to rewatch it, so I'll just show you real quick, but you can go back. I've got 3/4 of the freezer filled with beef. So I know like hunters and stuff do that for tradition when they hunt something. So I just did it as tradition because I didn't put it down. The gentleman did. But I just did it as tradition. So just wanted to, stick with what I've seen people do. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But yeah, so went to town today. Got an oil change. Didn't plan to go town. We were just in town. And then my truck starts flashing on the computer that the oil is below level. I need oil change. So you're supposed to get it done at 10%. And at 8%, the line comes on. And so I went and got oil change. We get a mile and a half down the road, and my truck dies in the middle of the highway. And for whatever reason, this time, I'm in the left lane and can't get over. So get to a red light, pull up to red light, the truck dies. I'm in the middle of the highway, blocking everybody. So I had to keep turning the truck on neutral, get it started, throw it in drive, move a couple feet, do same thing. So luckily, another good thing about Arkansas is if you're in need or if you're having car issues, things like that, people stop or they try to help or whatever. So nobody honked the horns behind me. They all stopped, they all waved, and let me slowly try to get off the highway, get into a parking lot. Another plus thing of having Steve out here, he's mechanically inclined. For those of you who know the different issues I've had, people are like, oh, that's a simple fix. Not for me. I know nothing about mechanics, don't do socket sets, don't do any of that. So he figured it's my air sensor. He unplugged the wires, the truck started right up, it runs fine. So we have to go to town to get that. And then somebody out there, there's going to be a third unless Ted's my third in the mechanic thing, because everything comes in three. Ted was just telling me a couple days ago his four-wheel drive went out. He had to get that fixed. Then my air sensor, and then Steve's moving his truck and his brake lines go out. So we have to go to town. Gotta get me an air sensor. Gotta get him brake lines. And I told him, I said, whatever it is, Harrison keeps calling us to town. Before he even got out here, I go Harrison all the time, and I've been trying to save money, not go Harrison. Now I'm doing that. So we got a trip to Harrison planned coming up. I have a showing later this week on the house in Marshall, trying to get that sold. Did not hear from the bulldozer. I've had a couple people ask me if I've heard about the bulldozing and what they're quoting me, if I'm going to rent or not. I have no idea. He didn't call me back. He did say he's backed up, so he wasn't sure if he was going to get to me this past week or not. And of course, I'm looking at April, so he might not get back to me right away. So no, I haven't heard on that. What else I have coming up? I don't think I have too much else. Rest this week is going to be rain after Wednesday. Tomorrow is going to be the big day. I have couple communities over, still in Searcy County, out in Whit Springs, I believe. She wants to get some of the girl piglets that I have. So tomorrow I plan to get the livestock trailer backed up to the fence, recut the hole in the fence because I don't have gates to the pig pen, get them loaded up in the livestock trailer. Then she'll come out, back her trailer up to mine, and run the pigs from my trailer into her trailer. So that will save some money on feed. And then not sure what I'm going to do Tuesday. Might work in the woods a little bit. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday's rain. So this upcoming week, not much is going to get accomplished. And then the Homesteader family has the surveyors coming out, I think March 28th, to get the surveying done. So that will get done. And then if I can get the bulldozing, that's going to happen in April, around April 1st. And then the forestry mulchers are coming May 1st. So that is what I have going on now. And that's it. So I hope everybody has a great week. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw some questions up real quick. If not, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to get Steve back home and then get back over here. And I'm going to hop into myself to get cleaned up. And then I got to make something for dinner because I'm getting hungry. And that's that. So remember, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. And I'll see you guys on the next video.